Thanks for watching this Rivage PM training series. We're preparing the mixing system for a sound check and have made all the patching, channel names, custom fader layers and user-defined keys. Now we're going to set up the monitor and talkback and headphones so we can hear and communicate effectively. Let's start by talking about Q. All Rivage PM systems feature two stereo Q buses, so monitor engineers can use one for in-ear monitors and one for wedges. Alternatively, you can use the two Q buses for two engineers working together on the same control surface. This is particularly easy with CSR10, which has headphone amps and hangers under each end of the armrest. Rivage PM7, PM5 and CSR10S consoles still have two headphone amps with independent level control, so you just need a little careful cable management to reach two operators. The first Q setting to make is to select the Q operation mode. This is found in the Setup menu, Preferences, and Surface Settings 1. You'll probably remember this page from a previous video. Right at the bottom of the page, we can select either Channel Mode or Bay Mode. Channel Mode is for the monitor engineer scenario, where you can choose if each individual input and output channel will be heard in Q bus A or B or both. Use the Q settings window to select. So you can put all your in-ear mixes into QA and wedge mixes into QB, and inputs could go to both. Bay mode is for two operators sharing the same console. If the main operator is using the center and right bays, set them to QA and set the left bay to QB. Then each operator can have independent control of what they listen to. Now let me briefly show you in Surface Settings 2, Send Cell Q Link. Monitor engineers may want to disable this if they want to keep listening to one mix while adjusting the setting of another. Otherwise, what channel you select for sends on fader and what channel you hear will always be linked. Now let's move to the monitor menu found in the menu bar below the level meters. Here you can find a huge range of configuration options. See the Q information in the center. Firstly, Q mode. Mix Q allows you to cue and listen to multiple channels at the same time. That can be useful while mixing a show to hear different channel combinations, inputs with effects returns, for example. Last Q allows only one channel or a pair of channels at a time. Useful during a line check to move quickly through all the inputs to hear their sound. Put the switch on a user-defined key to speed things up if you like. Use another key for Q clear. In case your Q channel is on a hidden fader layer, press that to clear it quickly. The Q level can be put on a fader. Any fader on any layer or layers in any bank, even one of the masters on the right side of the console. Do that in the Custom Fader Bank window. After that, you may wish to vary the audio level difference between input and output channels. Touch the screen to open the Q window and adjust the Q trim levels to suit you. And choose the Q points, such as PFL for inputs, AFL for outputs. Notice you can apply an 8-band parametric EQ to your Q-Bus. Even insert a plug-in, perhaps a compressor or limiter to protect your ears, for example, or a graphic EQ to mimic the ones used for stage wedges. Set your output patch if you need to connect a wireless in-ear monitor system, external amp, or speaker processor. Unless you've already made the patch in the main output patch grid, which is another way to access the same setting. And don't forget to make sure the output is activated. It's a common mistake to leave this disabled, thus silent. Now, the Q-Bus feeds directly to the headphones, though it doesn't have to. Press the Phones button and see you could disable Q Interrupt in case you want to just use them as a monitor. And see you can add delay to time align the headphones with the PA system or broadcast video. And you could insert another plug-in, perhaps for corrective EQ or for safety limiting. Phones level link allows the monitor level on the console to control the headphones level, to avoid the need to keep reaching below the armrest for making adjustments. Before we move on, a word of caution about the solo feature. Please remember, it's destructive and can ruin a performance when used at the wrong time. Hence the safety confirmation before it's activated. Once it is enabled, when a channel is queued, all others will be muted. It allows you to hear solo channels through a PA system, which can be really useful during a sound check, but not with an audience. Use the Solo Safe grid to select which channels should not be muted, like effects returns and sends and PA system outputs, click tracks, and so on. After sound check, remember to disable solo again. Notice the red indicator in the status box in the middle of the menu bar. Now the monitor settings, where you can find the delay we just mentioned. Dial up to 1 second of delay for your monitor speakers and headphones. In the channel delay windows, you can select whether you want to see the frame rate or distance in meters or feet if you prefer. Other than the source select, which we'll come to next, the monitor facilities are similar to those of Q, though there is a dimmer function here linked to the talkback. You can have the dim switch on a user-defined key. Press it to reduce the volume to the monitor speakers whenever you need to have a conversation with someone else in the control room, for example. And of course, it avoids the chance of feedback while the talkback mic is active. You can have up to 8 definable sources for the monitor, and these buttons can be assigned to the user-defined keys on the console for easy switching. Open the Monitor Source tab to choose whatever you wish to hear in the monitors. By default, the assignments are all clear, but up to 8 channels can be summed for each source selection. You may wish to choose just stereo A, left and right, or an input from a live streaming or broadcast feed. Or you may wish to add a communications or backtalk channel to the selection, so you can hear messages from other technical and production colleagues working with you. Select any input channel, any output channel, or any direct input in the system, whether it's from TwinLane or Dante, MADI, AES EBU, or analog. Now, be careful here, because note that you could patch your own TalkBack or Q bus into the monitor. Obviously, you don't want to do that when you're working in a studio or control room with powerful loudspeakers. So let me explain a good use for this. Stage monitor engineers working at live events. They may use in-ear monitors to hear everything and not use any loudspeakers. Yet they need to communicate with performers and technical colleagues while keeping an ear on the show. From the monitor source select, you can do it all. Select the main output you want to listen to, probably the Q bus, so you can hear any channel you need. Add to that a matrix bus, which you are using to sum all the communication mics you're receiving from the backstage crew. And add your own TalkBack mic so you can verify that your sound is being transmitted out to the other colleagues. In this scenario, the crucial next step is to disable Q interrupt, because you've already selected Q in the monitor source and you don't want to miss any of the communications while you are listening to a queued channel. This is a neat way to organize your monitor matrix, sometimes called backtalk or a moni system. I'm sure you can think of several other uses for the monitor source select. To finish this video, let's take a quick look at the TalkBack section. The oscillator is pretty self-explanatory, by the way. So each Rivage PM console has either a built-in TalkBack input or some Omni inputs that can be used for TalkBack, or both, which can be summed. Then the TalkBack can be routed to talk groups and sent to a particular output port and routed externally. The TalkBack on and talk group buttons can be assigned to user-defined keys on the console for quick operation. Open the Talk Groups tab to select the TalkBack destinations. Any combination of mix, matrix, and stereo outputs. Perhaps select one group for the band's in-ear monitors, and then another for side fills and wedges. Perhaps another for stage crew communications, and another for talking to the front of house or broadcast engineers. Choose up to 8 combinations of channels for the talk groups. So, we've nearly finished setting up the Rivage PM system for our rehearsals and sound check. There's one more job to do, which I'll talk about in the next video, and that's setting up the virtual sound check and live recording. There's a special patch for that and some very nice shortcuts. See you next time.